We have to get into this Salt Lake City reunion part 3 from a therapist perspective, because there is some things going on mentally that we got to get into. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, if you're new around here, I'm Denise Brady. I'm a therapist who loves to talk pop culture, mental health, things in the news, you know, from a therapist perspective, okay? And I'm also a Bravoholic. I guess I need AA. But let's get into it, okay? So in this last part of the reunion, which honestly could have been an email, I think mentally there were a lot of things from a therapist perspective going on, but the reunion as a whole to me was lackluster, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how do we go from an epic finale, if not the best, let me know in the comments, the best finale in this franchise history of Real Housewives, to kind of a lackluster reunion. And it got me thinking, there's a lot of groupthink happening, thinking about the Bravo universe as a whole, Bravo Larry's, and how they function and how the franchises function as a whole compared to what we see, compared to what really happens. And so we had the reunion, all these ladies are getting together, and the common denominator is Monica. Okay, now you can't front, Monica is good TV. She's manipulative. She has a lot of cluster B personality disorder issues going on. And so I'm going to put the definition of what cluster B personality disorders are. That's your antisocial personality. That's your histrionic. That's your narcissistic personality, your borderline personality, just a few of them. And these personality disorders are unpredictable and volatile. And I can go a little bit further in a different video about the core and things like that, but we're going to focus more on Monica and how this groupthink behavior of these ladies ultimately became a nail in the coffin for her. And so you have someone who to me is displaying borderline personality traits and also narcissism personality traits. You have the borderline, and underneath that to me is some narcissism. And so you have this woman who thinks that I'm gonna come on here and I run this, okay? This is my show. You have that ego from the height of the finale, probably people speaking in her ear, thinking that she got one over and that she got these ladies down pat. But what she does not realize, this group of ladies has groupthink behavior. And I think in general, a lot of these franchises are starting to come on this like cusp of groupthink behavior where we don't like somebody as much as we don't like each other. Baby girl, we're gonna get together and ice that person out, even if we don't like each other, because I'm gonna put myself to the side for a check, and for ultimately the goal is to get rid of her. Okay, so you have all these ladies who to me were not willing to really do their best because Monica was present. They already had in their minds that she gotta go. Okay, she's bringing out her insecurities. The thing about these housewife shows is that people get away with showing us what they want us to show, okay? Yes, okay. If y'all have not realized, these ladies know how to show up, collect a check, and bounce. But Monica, going back to that cluster B, borderline personality, a lot of those, you know, those personalities in that cluster B, they are unpredictable. They have volatile behaviors. And so these ladies cannot work with somebody who is unpredictable, because that means the stuff that I've been hiding, the stuff I don't want people to know, that unpredictable behavior can mess up my brand. And as we have seen, a lot of these ladies give us what they want, okay? We don't know much about some of these backgrounds. Lisa, have we ever seen her family outside of her husband and her kids? Where your mama at? Where your sister at? We don't talk about those things. I think that Jen gave us that, but also from somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, so we are only getting a taste of what they want us to see, what they really want us to know. And I'm gonna go a little bit further later on about Jen and that Heather dynamic, because it's some stuff going on there. But because these women got together and were in the consensus of like, we don't want her no more, that's what the goal was. Okay, and Monica was not privy to this, obviously, right? So you get on stage and we're all expecting like fireworks, reads. We didn't get none of that, y'all. None of that. What we got was a woman whose ego was crushed. Okay, in the beginning of the reunion, I see her going to flight or fight. She's ready there to fight. She got her burner book, she got all that together, she's ready to fight. But by the end of the third part, she went to fawn. Her ego had been crushed. All this stuff she thought that she was gonna be able to say, do, manipulate, it didn't work for Andy either. She thought she had these producers casting in her pocket, okay? And it did not work because of groupthink mentality, okay? When the whole group is against you, can you really fight against that? You cannot, okay? And I think depending on your personality, depending on how established you are in the franchise and the Bravo universe, you can try and fight against that, which is what we're seeing with Candace. She's being iced out, but she is more established in the Bravo celebrity universe. Get that metaverse universe? So she's more established, so it's not working as much, but you can clearly see that they're trying to ice her out, groupthink, but also not all the ladies are on the same path that we see in Salt Lake. All these ladies, to me, they come off insecure with anxious attachment styles. I don't know if I can think of anybody who on that stage who has a secure attachment style, knows who they are, does not care about what other people think. Whereas on these other franchises, you do have some strong attachment styles, some strong demeanors, some strong, like, I am comfortable with who I am as a person, that they're not following behind in the groupthink behavior, which is what's happening on Potomac. They don't have the core, okay, let's all get this girl out. It's not working, okay? But on Salt Lake City, it worked. And unfortunately, do I think that she was fired? I think she's been put on pause, okay? We know that, you know, plenty of people have been fired, let go, put on pause to see how the franchise does without them present, to see what's it really giving. Phaedra was fired and they slowly spoon fed us back. Dorinda was let go. She got brought back, okay? They bring back people who they feel like the audience is really wanting. Now, has Phaedra moved over to, you know, RHOA? No, they're doing a whole rebrand, but they give her other opportunities to be spoon fed to us. And honestly, her return to Married to Medicine has been lackluster. The thing with Phaedra is that her personality gets her far in life to where she doesn't have to do much and show up and do much, unfortunately. But, you know, that's a whole nother thing. But when you think about someone with borderline personality traits trying to, I think, overcome a group mentality, her ego was really crushed. The burn book was a waste. What I also saw with her is that mentally she has low emotional intelligence. That burn book showed to me that mentally she is still somewhere in adolescence. Okay, wherever that trauma, that most impactful trauma hit her, she's still stuck there. Now, to me, I thought the burn book was going to be about receipts, showing that these women really did pay the blog to write these stories. We did none of that. If anything, it exposed her even more to see that she ain't really all there, okay? And I watched this season throughout and I've seen her relationship with her daughter, and that has also been very cringe because I see a parentified child. Yes, poor dynamics, the same trauma that she went through with her mama, maybe not exactly, but the blurred boundaries, I'm seeing that once again with her own daughter. That's how that cycle of generational trauma is perpetuating into her cycle because she is not healed. She has not worked on herself. So notice the different dynamics. I want to talk a little bit about Monica's personality disorders. What does the future really hold for her? I'm not quite sure. I don't think she's gonna go down quiet. I was quite shocked and surprised to see on Watch What Happens Live, Andy actually state, yes, she has been let go per Variety. He said it was true, but the reunion in general was very lackluster. But from a therapist perspective, it was like, ooh, I can see the dynamics. I slowly saw that ego just get crushed and just kind of her go in and have nothing to say because her plan did not work. Groupthink really did work here. It works in a lot of the Bravo universe. But let me know your thoughts. We can get into it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.